Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about BCAAs. More importantly, what are they? Should you supplement them? Why do people supplement them? And then kind of a review of the literature around them. So to take a step back, BCAA stands for branched chain amino acids. And amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. And for the sake of this conversation, we're going to talk about two separate categories of amino acids. The first one is non-essential amino acids. These are amino acids that your body can synthesize on its own without needing any sort of external sources. And then the other is the essential amino acids. And these are things that your body has to eat or ingest or drink in BCAA's cases in order to, go through the different metabolic functions that your body makes. So there are 9 essential amino acids, and if your body has, or if you ingest something that has all 9 essential amino acids, it's considered a complete protein source. Now, there are a lot of different complete protein sources. Most of them, or every single animal protein is a complete protein source. And if you're not someone who eats animal proteins, things like soy, chia seeds, hemp seed, I think maybe buckwheat, there's a few others, but those are also complete protein sources without having animal product. Now, why do people use BCAAs? There are a few reasons that people claim. One is a lot of people say, oh, it decreases muscle soreness. Other people say, well, when you're in a deficit, it's going to break down your muscle catabolism, so you're not going to lose as much muscle. Other people talk about its effects on insulin, on epinephrine. There are just a bunch of different reasons why people say that they use it. It decreases their fatigue, especially intra-workout, and there's some truth to some of these. For example, if we're talking about muscle fatigue, there was a study that showed that in untrained or lightly trained individuals, if you supplemented with BCAAs, it took longer for fatigue to be reached, but they really can't find that same association in people who are trained athletes. The other thing is, there's really no evidence that it helps with muscle soreness. So if people say, oh, I drink BCAAs because it decreases my DOMs, that may be more of like a placebo effect. That's not something that's ever been actually proven. It doesn't have any effects on insulin. And if you ever want to see these studies, be sure to look at the link below, and I'll link it to my blog, which I have all of my sources at the bottom. Now, there is one thing that people say they use BCAAs for that has been well documented and researched pretty thoroughly, and that's that it increases muscle protein synthesis. So if you're supplementing with a BCAA, especially after you work out, the idea is that it's going to increase kind of the synthesis for your muscles to grow, and then it also decreases catabolism, meaning that your muscles won't be broken down at as quickly a pace as if you didn't supplement. And the big reason for this is an amino acid called leucine. It is an essential amino acid, so it's something that you have to supplement, and leucine has been shown to increase this muscle protein synthesis. They've done different studies where they've taken eat a piece of chicken after you work out versus just eating a carb source versus eating a carb source and a protein source together and then supplementing leucine on top of that. And they found that leucine helps to stimulate the protein synthesis a little bit higher than in these other cases. And they recommend at least 2.5 grams of leucine in these instances. Now, how does leucine do this? It has to do with something called mTOR, or mammalian target of rapamycin. You don't have to remember this, but this is the mechanism by which it works, and it helps to increase the protein muscle synthesis. So let's backtrack. Leucine is an essential amino acid, meaning that you have to get it from an external source. Your body doesn't produce it on its own. Leucine has a higher stimulus for muscle protein synthesis, and that's because of a pathway that involves mTOR. Leucine is found in a lot of different complete protein sources, but BCAAs especially have a higher amount of leucine than other sources. And to give an example, if you eat chicken, you need 124 grams of chicken in order to get that 2.5 grams of leucine. Same with beef, it's about 124 grams. 4.6 large eggs will give you your 2.5 grams of leucine versus just a scoop of BCAAs. Now, should you supplement with BCAAs? we've already talked about that complete protein sources are going to have leucine in them. So if you're someone who eats a lot of chicken or beef or eggs or whatever, and you're like, yeah, I definitely get that 2.5 grams of leucine per serving, and you eat up to that 8 to 10 grams of leucine per day to really stimulate muscle protein synthesis and decrease muscle breakdown, you eat a high protein diet, there's really no need to supplement leucine because you're getting an adequate amount in your diet and you don't have to pay for what a lot of people call expensive water flavoring. Now on the flip side, if you're like a vegan or a vegetarian and you're not getting those complete protein sources as often because you're not eating animal proteins, then BCAAs can definitely be a good, supplement for you to have. But that's the thing, is it's just a supplement. So as long as you have a good diet and you're keeping track of these things, you may not have to buy it. Other people say, I really like it, I'm sponsored, so I get it for free anyway, why the hell not? And that's an adequate argument as well. I just don't want anyone to think that you have to have this supplement because you can get it from external sources that aren't BCAAs. As always, if you have any questions, just leave them in the box below and we can discuss, and you can tell me, do you like BCAAs? Do you feel like it causes any sort of difference in your workout routine? Do you feel like since you started supplementing them, you've had any meaningful changes? I always like those discussions.